You are all right.
Man, everyone's here. Mr. Thorlo, Svegard, Olgar, and you. You must be the Traveler. Man, these guys are in trouble now.
Stand back, you two. Ulgar, get the door.
I'm on it.
Get going. We have to get out of here as soon as we can.
Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamertag is iRyanI, that's IRYENI, and you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan and welcome back to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on week number 141 now, guys. I've picked out 5 new mods for you guys to check out and perhaps add them to your load order if you find them interesting. So let's just jump straight into it. Starting off at our number 5 spot, we have the Quieter Dungeons and Caves mod. Now the mod page reads, "Who's making all that sound? Are you tired of hearing all the unrelated bashing, scratching, howling, and tapping when you're in a cave or dungeon? Where is all that noise coming from, and why is it there?" The answer is that it's just white noise put there to supposedly make the place more spooky. But guess what? Dungeons are a whole lot more spooky without them. This mod removes those useless, distracting, unreal noises so that you will now hear all natural sounds more clearly. You'll hear the water dripping, your footsteps, enemies' footsteps, dust falling from the ceiling, distant conversations, enemies breathing, creatures growling, and more. It's a whole lot more realistic and creepy, just like it should be. Did somebody say more immersive? Now you may be asking, couldn't I just turn off the sound effects? But if you turned off the sound effects in your audio settings, you would get rid of the strange ambient noises, but you would also turn off the natural sounds that are really there. You wouldn't hear any footsteps, breathing, fires burning, rocks falling, arrows whizzing, anything like that, so it's best to have this mod installed so you can hear all the needed sound effects and it can get rid of all the useless ones. Now to show you guys how much of a difference this actually makes when combined with other mods such as ELFX Hardcore, which makes the caves completely dark, I'm just going to be walking through Bleak Falls Barrow and just tell me that it's not a little bit more creepy than it once was.
Is someone coming? Is that you, Hocknear? Bjorn? Zolik?
So as you can see, Dungeons and Caves are going to be a whole lot more creepy now that you have the Quieter Dungeons and Caves mod installed, because all those unnecessary noises are removed, and you get to hear just what's coming from the cave, and it being so quiet makes it a lot more scary as well. It's also a lot more immersive, and that's definitely why it comes in at our number 5 spot, and it's definitely a mod that's going to stay on my load order from now on, so I'd recommend downloading it and giving it a try for yourself. Coming in at our number 4 spot, we have the New Beginnings Live Another Life extension mod. Now the mod page reads that this mod adds additional options for the alternate start mod for a greater experience and more diverse character starting choices. Some will be much harder than others, so you've been warned. There are 14 new starts added with this mod, such as being an addict in a skooma den, an adventurer in a Dwemer ruin, an alchemist camping in the wilderness, you've arrived at Angie's camp in Falkreath Hold, you are now a beggar, you were attacked by a dragon, you've been thrown in jail, and it actually allows you to choose the jail that you were thrown in. You can be a pilgrim to a temple and spawn at any temple in any town, and you can be a pilgrim to a sacred site, such as the Shrine of Azura and any other shrines out there. You can start by being imprisoned by the Thalmor, you could be slain by a vampire and laid to rest, you could also be a wandering merchant or mercenary traveling to Skyrim, you could choose to start off as a werewolf or a warlock or witch in a secluded lair. Now like I said earlier, this is just an extension to the alternate start mod, so you will need the original alternate start mod in order for this to work, both of which will be linked in the description. I think this mod is absolutely perfect because I love the alternate start mod. It's actually one of my favorite mods of all time because of just how many different role-playing options it gives you, and with the New Beginnings Live Another Life extension coming in at only 337 kilobytes, it's pretty much a no-brainer that you should download this one just to have more options in choosing your playthrough and having a different type of character each time you pick up and play the game, and that's definitely why it comes in at our number 4 spot, so I'd recommend downloading the New Beginnings Live Another Life extension mod. Coming in at our number 3 spot, we have the Aura of the Lich Conjuration spell. This mod adds a new master level conjuration spell to Skyrim, and the mod page reads that at its core, this mod is designed to put the incredibly awesome power of the vanilla game's ritual stone into the palm of your hand. Or hands, I guess. This is a dual cast only master level spell paired with the crazy animation you know and love. If you're anything like me, you use pretty much all of the gameplay overhauls in your various playthroughs such as Aura, Ordinator, Apocalypse, Wildcat, etc. And if you don't, you should. They're amazing mods. But one crippling loss I always missed from the Standing Stone overhaul was the change to the Ritual Stone. I spent far too many hours in vanilla Skyrim just rolling over the map with an FPS crushing undead army that made me feel unstoppable. Needless to say, that once a day power has a special place in my heart. Enter this mod. This mod makes the Ritual Stone power from vanilla Skyrim into an incredibly powerful and incredibly costly spell, usable as many times per day as your Magicka reserves will allow. Is it overpowered? Yes. Is it awesome? Yes. This mod was made with the intent of using it alongside the Standing Stone overhaul, but it doesn't rely on the Ritual Stone itself in any way, so it's 100% compatible with mods that alter the stone or just keeping the vanilla game. The tome associated with this spell can be found on the remains of Malkorin's Shade at the end of Meridia's questline for Dawnbreaker. It can also be purchased from Finis Gester for a pretty hefty price. Now, whenever I was going through and actually testing this mod, I absolutely loved it. I loved using the spell and I thought it was extremely awesome to use. My 2 favorite areas that I used the spell were in the Robber's Gorge, where I killed all the bandits and then I brought them all back to life just to see if it would work, and then I wanted to test having a large army against another group of people, so I went into Solitude and I took care of some of the people at the beginning, and then rose them up and they began to fight the rest of the town of Solitude, and it was just like a full-on battle going along with the army of undead that I've raised. Overall, I think if you're at the end of your game and you have a ton of Magicka and you have a really high conjuration skill, this mod is perfect to add to your load order just to have some fun with and actually feel like a badass whenever you're going through and using the master level conjuration spells to bring all this undead back to life and have an army of your own. And that's definitely why this mod comes in at our number 3 spot, so I'd recommend downloading the Aura of the Lich Conjuration spell mod. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have the Daedric Lord Armor. This mod adds a cuirass, gauntlets, boots, 2 separate masks, and 2 new swords into the game. Everything can be crafted at a forge and has stats that are slightly better than normal Daedric armor, at the expense of a higher crafting cost. Now, the masks are labeled as they were in Morrowind, the Face of Inspiration, and the Face of Terror. The swords are different. The swords included are the Daedric Nodachi and the Daedric Katana, which have the same model but different sizes and also have different stats. Now, the thing that this mod does perfectly is the way that you obtain the armor. It's basically like an upgrade to your original Daedric armor, so you have to actually have the Daedric armor itself before you can craft this Daedric Lord armor, which I think is absolutely perfect whenever it comes to adding a new set of armor that is more powerful than Daedric, making it so you have to work your way up constantly instead of just being able to get it from the get-go. Whenever you work your way up through the smithing skill tree and then you unlock Daedric, you'll craft the Daedric armor and you'll immediately want to craft this armor because of just how good it is. But being able to do that grind and make it feel so much more rewarding having it be the most powerful set of armor is just something that I really love in a mod. And I think the Daedric Lord armor itself looks incredibly intimidating and badass in battle, especially with the fact that you have 2 different types of helmets, the Face of Inspiration and the Face of Terror. The swords are also incredibly fun to use just because of how fast you can swing them and how powerful they are. All in all, if you like the original Daedric armor set and you want to give yourself more of an upgrade, then the Daedric Lord armor is a mod for you, and that's definitely why it comes in at our number 2 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Daedric Lord armor mod. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we have the Glamoril, Magic of Time and Space. The mod page reads, so I was playing Skyrim for a while, again, and I wanted to create my own type of magic, so I crafted this mod. All of the spells are time, space, gravity, and force related. Most of them are immensely powerful, so they cost tons of Magicka to cast, but you can evade the problem with some enchanting. This means that this mod adds a very powerful set of spells to the game to allow the player to control the environment around them. You will definitely feel like a powerful wizard with this mod. It also adds an entirely new questline in which you will discover some secrets to the lore while you face new threats. Now what this mod adds so far is a quest to find the secret of Glamoril, which is an ancient powerful artifact. It is said that it was stolen from Akatosh by Shalador himself and is now in Skyrim, hidden somewhere in Labyrinthia. To start the quest, find the book Shalador Archmage, which is in most of the book vendors' inventories. The quest takes you into 2 new dungeons where you will have to face challenging puzzles and 4 new hard bosses that scale with your level and will be tough even if you are at max rank. Each boss has unique mechanics and have special phases so that at less health they become harder and stronger. There's also 20 new spells that have been added into the game, as well as a new player home and a staff that stops time. You can also have an Elder Scroll as a back piece that increases your effectivity as a mage. All of the spells that have been added by this mod belong to the Alteration Magic category, and I'm going to be showcasing a lot of what these spells do in the gameplay that you're watching right now. I played around with pretty much all of the spells that have been added by this mod, and I didn't really touch the quest because I wanted to leave that up to you guys. In most of my top 5 videos that feature a big quest mod that has been added to the mod page, I like to ask you guys if you would like to see a playthrough of the mod on my channel in a separate video. But if you aren't interested in the quest and you want to just play with these spells, whenever you load up the mod and actually spawn into your game, you'll be given 2 options. You can either choose the normal mode or the test mode. The normal mode makes it so you have to acquire all the spells through the quest, and the test mode just gives you all of the spells right from the get-go. This allows you to play with all the spells before actually diving into the quest. But yeah, if you'd like to see a playthrough and walkthrough of the entire mod and everything that it adds, definitely drop a like and leave a comment letting me know, because I love hearing feedback from you guys and I love hearing what you guys want to see in future content from me. All in all, I think this mod is perfect for mage characters who want to play with some new spells into the game, and I've always wanted spells added into the game that have to do with time and space. I think it's really cool being able to teleport around the place and being able to alter the environment around you, and that's definitely why this mod comes in at our number 1 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Glamoril Magic of Time and Space mod. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be sure to leave my Twitter in the description, and you guys can follow me on there and leave me suggestions to there as well. Special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.